care of. It's not that easy to maintain temple for so many years. Not that easy. That means you have to recognize certain things. And this is called Krishna consciousness. So whoever will be the next Prabhupada or Vishnupad or Babapad, it's okay. I don't have any problem with it. And so, like, you have to understand, in our mission now is so many gurus. And they tell me like, oh, they're like this guru, that guru. I said, for billion Chinese, how many gurus you need? Million? America is what, 200 million people? How many gurus you need for America? Anybody willing to become Prabhupada? Give up everything? Yeah. You'll find your audience. You'll find your followers. Like, whether you go to... So when I was Salt Lake City, I said, in this condition, every guru comes to Salt Lake City with their own ideas. Well, what Salt Lake City people have also their own ideas, so why not to connect with Nyasi Maharaj? So there are some people who took initiation from Nyasi Maharaj, but we all know who Nyasi Maharaj is. We know he has a surrender soul, and we know he doesn't have any like big ego. He doesn't play his avatar thing. He's like sincere Vaishnava, and he's connecting with Gurudev. So to me, that's absolutely acceptable at this point. Why? Because that's the situation right now. That if tomorrow somebody become a great exalted soul, remember the time of Govinda Maharaj, there were like Janara Maharaj could initiate and other people could, and Goswami Maharaj could initiate. But time showed that Govinda Maharaj was supreme personality at that time. And again, did everybody recognize that? No. That was ISKCON Guru coming to see Govinda Maharaj. But did they recognize his divine position? No. So even Krishna, interestingly, when Mahaprabhu or Krishna was present in this world, he had an opposition. He had somebody who's not accepting Krishna. So think of this: if God, Supreme God's coming to the world, there'll be a bunch of people complaining about him. So sometimes Shishupal and Dantavakra speak, with the, Duryodhana and all the, all the demonic kings. And when they would describe the Krishna, they would go to ecstasy. And then Shalya would remind them, hey, we just have to worship Shiva. Why you talk too much Krishna, Krishna, Krishna this, Krishna that? You just focus on Shiva and we'll definitely be victorious. Whoever worships Shiva achieve all kind of victory. So even the demons would be overwhelmed with glorifying Krishna, but their consciousness, they were in rasa of enemies, a competitive rasa. So from the rasa analysis, be competitors, not bad. I always say to some great personalities, okay, you build your temple, you invite us to take prasadam, we'll be happier. Because we know it's to maintain the place. It's not like to be loyal to the moment where you're alone in arati. That's what counts. That's why, see, I'm accepting things in one way that things are not supposed to go the way I want. Like I thought, I maybe come back to Ukraine. Now maybe I never come back to Ukraine. God knows. Because, anybody Russian, not allowed. I thought, I maybe come back to Russia. But with the new law, they give me 10 years of jail. Why? Because it's the new law. I'm not pro-Russian guy. And I don't care about this war because I understand it's all set up. It's a big business, shorting population. So neither Russia or Ukraine. But this is condition. So you don't have to you cannot even explain social truth, what to speak about spiritual truth. So, in the social world, you get yet 10 years of prison for your opinion. So, then I have to accept things. Okay, what should I do? Where do I go? I would be now in Russia, because in Russia I have 5, 6 festivals, big festivals. Ukraine, 20,000 people. A couple, like in Festival of India, we started in Moscow, 300,000 people coming in 2 weeks. 300,000 people. We started this festival. Now it's big festival supported by Indian community. I've started this with elephants and a bunch of devotees with kirtan and prasadam 25 years ago. And 25 years ago, it's become big federal festival, Days of India. And they know I've started. So every time I invite, they tell me, this guy started this festival. It was not by government, not everybody else. And it's been taken over by Indian Association, which I'm happy with, because they're dealing with the government licenses and things. They wouldn't give it to Hare Krishnas right now. But every time they have Ratha Yatra, they have we always welcome at that event. And we don't have to do anything. Just come and set up domes and decorations and chant. And they're happy with us. But I'm here in Govinda Mela. It was not my plan. I didn't came to Govinda Mela. It's just happened to be here. And I'd be here maybe tomorrow afternoon. We're coming back with Sudha Krishna because he need to get to work. So I said, okay, I'll visit devotees. I'm, excited to see Vaishnavas and their children, grandchildren, and associate. And I was not expecting to be a speaker here. I was like, I'm not coming with a program. I'm just coming here to visit my friends and family, as Govinda Maharaj would say. But mercifully, they give me the microphone. They put me on stage. I understand it's after lunch, the nap time, but it's okay. I can feel the hole.
Maharaj, you've been starving for your association. Yes. Way too long.
I tell you honestly, I preach every day. You have to understand, I preach every freaking day. Like some people listening to me for years. And I do sometimes speak incredible things. I'm impressed. No, you don't understand, because it's not me. I'm impressed with not myself. Actually, I'm not impressed with myself, but what comes out sometimes, I'm impressed, because this is the quality of Krishna consciousness. When you start relishing things, when you crypto mining in quantum physics, this consciousness, you will have to say something new, because it will come to your heart. And it normally comes by the association of devotees. So I was invited to Pyramid House near Shimhananda Prabhu, and his beautiful wife, she's Ukrainian, and they told me, hey, Swami, why don't you preach here? And I said, I'm not going to preach in ISKCON Namahat. I said, why? I said, because it's your Namahat. You guys preach, and I preach to you. Because if I come to ISKCON Center, I'll take over. No, honestly, I know. If I come anywhere, I'll take over naturally. And then people say, oh, this guy came and he took over the ISKCON Namahat. So why I have to do that? No, I just go there, I meet devotees, I stay with them, and anything they can ask me, we can share. And they were very happy. They said, oh, thank you for being with us. Because I said, why do I have to take over ISKCON Namahat? Then I have to explain things. And I better preach to you. You're Prabhupada. They said, okay, give the general talk. It's fine. You need to ask questions. You can say, hey. And I don't really lay trips on them. Because, tell you honestly, it's not what we're looking for. Govinda Maharaj said relief work. We're coming here to relieve. We're seeking relief from our politics. We got few politicians in our mission. I'm not going to go quote their name, but to me, they're just politicians. They do diversity. So I gave up on this long time ago, because I'm not interested in that. Politics will always find what difference. And what's great about. When they told me, oh, now the Nirehi Maharaj, I said, yeah, I like the guy. If you read all the books of Sridhar Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj, I think it'll be amazing. But you know what? Govinda Maharaj took 40 years to train by Sridhar Maharaj. So if you accept him as your future, then invest some training into the guy. When I met him, I said, Maharaj, I'm excited about your spiritual thing. Why don't you translate books of Sridhar Maharaj to Bengali and Bihari. We need that books for India. I don't speak Bengali, I don't speak Bihari, but you are. And now with GPT chat, it's the matter of like pressing button and like edit it. And then we got all the teachings of our gurus in Indian languages. Tamil, Malayalam, Gujarati. You need to put all of that. And you need to be an Indian guy to be able to inspire Indian people, because Indian people, they're as racist as Americans. And you know that. They will not accept. I mean, you need to understand Indian people. When you give donations, they take you seriously. But when you go to Vrindavan, to like kitchen, they don't take you seriously. If you become pujari in Vrindavan, they don't like that. And I get it, because they want to keep tradition. They have rules. That's why Sridhar Maharaj, he would keep brahmachari male as a pujari. He wouldn't want to have Western people give class, because he has Brahminical samskar. He doesn't want a bunch of mlechas. But as a devotee, remember, like worship the deity, it's a Brahminical thing. Chant Hare Krishna is another story. That's why Govinda Maharaj, you don't understand what Govinda Maharaj did to break out to that, like sitting with everybody, eating from the plate, Govinda Maharaj really like Vidyabhushan. He's from Brahmana family. But his humility, so not only like Russians or Ukrainians or Americans, everybody's racist in their own way. Try to bring a bunch of white people to, Latin America, they'll tell you you're gringo. They play mridanga better than you are, and that's okay. So diversity is not a bad thing. And for Indian people to keep honor of their culture is not a bad thing. So that's why they don't let you into Jagannath temple, and thanks God. Because you have to have samskar, next life. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the way world is. So my point is, like, you don't like go and try to demand your rights. You demand your duties. You have no rights, as Guru Maharaj say. You only have duties. So think of your duties. Your rights will be granted you, next life and afterlife. In this life, you have the duties. So then Gurudev came here, give you Krishna. You worship that Krishna. Like in the most intimate way, not in any other way. So appreciation of that would be your ultimate goal. Don't complain why you're not allowed to Jagannath temple. And that story, famous story about Jaganath Prasad. So I don't want to quote some names, but some famous ISKCON guru came with a bunch of people to Puri and start complaining, oh, we're devotees, you're not letting us in. So one pandit took Jaganath Prasad and threw it to dogs. He said, you go eat it. And this guru said, me? And that pandit took prasadam from dogs and eat it, and said, you see, that's why we don't let you in the temple. Because Jaganath Prasad never contaminated. And your consciousness contaminated. You don't understand what prasad is. So we give you prasad outside and you pray to Patit Pavan, but you don't have to come inside. Don't be, like, remember, Haridas Thakur never went to Jagannath Mandir. So if Haridas Thakur, who's Brahma Haridas, never went there, so why do we have to demand things we're not, And that means that Jagannath is not merciful. In time of Ratha Yatra, you can come and embrace him. So everything has its own position, and that's why it says Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kriyati Yati Kutopya Labhyate Atra Laila Makamulya Makalam Janma Koti Sukritai Labhyate. You have to develop your desire for Krishna consciousness. That's what counts. Not what you are and not where you are. It's like, what's your desire? Remember, Saraswati Thakur, when people ask him political questions about different groups of Gaudiya Math, what was answer? There's no rasa. Where is the rasa? Where's the sweetness? Where's the mellow of heart exchange? And Govinda Maharaj would used to say, I'm not a drain inspector. Yeah, everybody wants to say something about somebody, it's the normal gossip of the people. But Govinda Maharaj said, I'm not a drain inspector. I'm not looking for that information, the news about failures of devotees. I'm, source of inspiration and love and affection. And, that's, Govinda Maharaj was not easy to keep this, in the world, especially in the last part of his life. when he's literally been abused by certain people, being almost like invalid. So if Jesus Christ was betrayed, as Govinda Maharaj was betrayed by certain people, then, what's the story about us? We need to look at this point, like what can we do, how we can keep it pure, what is our service, how we can keep our loyalty to our guru, how we can move in a group, in a certain group. Not everybody have to be in a certain group, and at least, we have Salt Lake devotee group, one group, run by a particular group of people, the SoCal group. And, so when I came to America, I have one blessing of Govinda Maharaj to open a temple in America. I didn't came to SoCal. I said, okay, we'll try to do LA. We'll try to stir that place. I don't want to open next door to SoCal. I said, okay, we're doing domes, we're doing this. We'll try how far we're going to make it. Not easy. So when we came to Thailand, we also thought, okay, let's try to do it. There are other devotees in Thailand thought things going to go their way, but it didn't work out. So they started their own Vaishnava festival. God bless their soul. And it has nothing to do with me. Because I understand, in a competitive spirit, not everybody accepts you. I met one very great ISKCON devotee from Nepal. He opened 50 centers in Nepal. His name's Patri Prabhu. And he's like guru to Nepal. He speaks Nepalese, he speaks Hindi. He's my age, and he's there for 30 years. So he did open more temples in Nepal than any of the guru of ISKCON. And he's an ISKCON guy. And they don't let him to be guru. He's in line. So he's already opened 50 temples, but he's in line for sannyas, or he's in line for recognition. And I told him, I said, this is a synagogue. They're not going to recognize you that easy. It's going to take years, and he understands that. So he's doing his tour in America and inspiring. He's a very inspiring guy. Beautiful kirtan, knows some things. Some things you don't know, but that's not the matter. So when I saw him, I saw how enthusiastically he's tried to preach. And, I know there's some people, his followers, so I came to appreciate him. Why? Because we need to appreciate other devotees. This is what our aim is, to appreciation. Try to appreciate Jaganath Maharaj. He's doing amazing. He's been here. He's doing amazing. At a certain point, he's been inspiring many gurus. Try to appreciate Nirehi Maharaj, who's a young guy, got into very difficult situation with his life and trying to, continue his service, and appreciation. That's what matter. I'm sorry, I don't want to be political. I just want to say that appreciation, that's what really makes our united and makes our move into Krishna consciousness. But anybody has any donations, I'm happy to accept it. See, you're laughing. That makes you, this guy's a jerk. Yes, Sankarshan Prabhu, $10. Thank you. Okay, anybody has any argument, provocative questions? I know Ramachandra asked. But his question is actually not provocative. I would ask much more provocative questions.
What did you do with Lenin's picture?
Yeah, it's just in the garbage. By Krishna's will, he achieved his own position. In the trash hole of history. Yes.
Maharaj, Dandavats Maharaj. You said something about you said that when things are always going bad for you, isn't that what happens with people who are always trying to do something for Krishna, like the Pandavas? They always had some wrong things happening in their lives, and like the great devotee. So when sad things happen in our lives, shouldn't we just accept it and go on and know that we're on the right track?
That's Sudarshan's favorite
Well,
sloka. He's always trying to think this way. Whether that's true or not, that's depending on your level of surrender. Remember, one time in Aranya Parva in Mahabharata, Yudhishthira is speaking with Draupadi about tolerance. And at that time, they're completely kicked out of their kingdom and they've lost everything. And Draupadi say, if I would be just more tolerant, we wouldn't be kicked out. And Yudhishthira said, if I would be just more tolerant, I would not, gamble and do things. So certain things you understand when you lost everything. And certain conditions. And it's not what the conditions are, it's how you're accepting them.
Like you talked about how, about betrayal with Gurudev and things like that. But, when it happens to you and it keeps happening and you just have to accept it.
Well,
it's kind of like a different mood what they were talking about in Salt Lake City. Like Sri Lanka always mentions that, and Sudarshan always mentions it. But it's happened to me so many times in my so-called devotional life. How can we keep from being discouraged in continuing with a certain type of service, or your certain service, like the whole thing with me, with my service collection. It's just kind of hard to explain. I'm a little shy about it, but sometimes.
See, whatever you gave is yours. Whatever keep to yourself has nothing to you. Your sacrifice, your sincere sacrifice measured by Krishna, whatever has been done on the level of self-interest, it's not really your self-interest because you act into a false identity. So your sacrifice, that's what matters. What you've done in your own benefit, normally it's against you.
Can you repeat that again, Mother?
Yeah, what you've done in your own benefit, normally it's against you because you're doing this for mundane purpose. You're a mundane avatar, mundane identity. And what you've done out of your heart and self-sacrifice and self-expression is normally done for Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnavas. So in this regard, one thing you should know that what you sacrifice, and Krishna say, Bhoktaryam yagya tapasyam sarvaleki maheshwaram, sarvaloka maheshwaram. I'm the acceptors of all the yagyas and all the yad jahasi yatatnasi yad dadasi tapasi yat. Whatever you do, whatever you give, whatever you sacrifice, remember it's for me. So in this sloka of the Gita will justify your sacrifice. Because somebody may appreciate, may not. Somebody may even misuse your funds or abuse your generosity, but that's not for that person you've done it. You've done it for the grace of Guru and Krishna, and that is the sacred cow which no one can eat, even non-Hindus.
But in your heart, you're trying to pray and be sincere. I don't know if this is...
Yes, and your heart, you have to accept sometimes things. Yes, I've done this for Krishna and for Guru, the ultimate Guru and ultimate Krishna, and sometimes it's been appreciated by others or not. Like I told you, even Krishna was jealous and chastised, and what to speak about you and me. We're not perfect. Like our imperfection is so visible, it's not visible to us. So you live in a world of exploitation, technically live in a prison, so you're expecting things in prison go the way they go in heaven. It doesn't work this way. Like according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the worst perception about God has been given by religious people. They started the religious wars and they killed in the name of Jesus or Krishna, whatever, and they did all the horrible things. So that's why a lot of people said, I have nothing to do with God because, his devotees are horrible. But that's why Krishna say, Yemi Bhakta Jana Partha, I don't believe Hare Krishnas. Mad Bhakta Paramam Bhakta. I believe devotee of my devotee. So you had devotion or you have devotion to your teacher, to your guru. It's the individual connection with you and Krishna. And you've done for his satisfaction. All right, so maybe you put something in a jar and somebody takes something or eat from that jar, rat or dog, and stealing some of your offerings from Krishna's plate, and so what? That's not what you've done. So your life is service judged by Guru and Krishna, and that's finally what will end up as yours is what you sacrifice. What has been eaten by somebody else or misused by somebody else has nothing to do with your sacrifice.
Right.
Remember, behind everything's Krishna.
Yeah, because you can't be attached.
Like I just want to tell you one thing. At the time when the Gurudev was sick, some devotees were stealing money from him. Because he was sick, he could not count the cash. Does that mean that money were stolen from that devotees that gave it to him? No, it was stolen from that person who've stolen them. That this person that's stolen him kill his sukriti, kill his fortune. You understand?
Yes.
So if you give to Gurudev $100 and somebody steals this $100, that's not your money. It's your gift has been accepted by Krishna. Remember, it's been accepted, it's been processed. So now pull up your credit card, give me your 4 digits. So, do you understand? That's your sacrifice. That's what you've done. And you had pure intention not to misuse, not to abuse. And that's why in religious life, there's a lot of abuses going on. There's always misusing. There's always somebody. But that is not for the favor of those who are doing sacrifice. You understand?
Yes.
So that devotees are innocent. If your sacrifice is sincere, that is accepted by Krishna. And that's what you should think like this. You should think, I'm trying to do what I'm best. And of course, obviously, nobody likes to be misused, neither funds or service or abused by exploit. But we live in a world of exploitation. So one way or another way, we involve in certain groups of exploitation. And there are some devotees. And, some devotees working their asses off, and some devotees come and eat. It's a different level of sacrifice, participation. But those who participate on deep level, I always talk about festivals. So some small group of devotees cooking and preparing festival, and a lot of people come to enjoy. Who gets more benefit? Somebody say, hey, I went there, free food, wow, amazing, nice show, dance, I had a good time. And somebody's like, had no time to eat, had no time to go to show, had no time to anything. But that person will feel inner satisfaction. Remember, Guru Govinda Maharaj wrote letter, inner fulfillment, not pleasure. Mm-hmm. So when mother sacrificed the milk for the baby, she feel inner fulfillment. And when you're watching drama and you're crying on TV, your heart is fulfilled. So that's meaning of, remember, if you look at the Krishna's life, so Madhvacharya give commentary, why did everybody die during Mahabharata? Why Krishna made his family died? And it says, what Madhvacharya says? He said, if the great heroes would not die at that time, they would not allow Kali-Yuga to happen. Remember, Kali-Yuga, where the leaders allow this complete misuse of people. Our religious leaders, including our mission. It's a Kali-Yuga mission. Or like ISKCON. There was Prabhupada. ISKCON could be 100 times more better if people would not fight for their little stupid position. Everybody would have enough, disciples or glory, but because people did not use their energy for expansion. Even our society, look, everybody here can preach, but they don't. Why? They don't feel necessity. But if they preach, everybody's here a preacher. You think I become a preacher like this? No, I work my ass off. I listen to Chaitanya Charitamrita maybe 25 times. I start preaching when I was 23, the time you saw me with curling hair, and I'm preaching to this day every day. I'm not excellent, I'm not the best, but I do it. So when you do something all the time, you get good at that, even if you're not so talented. I spoke with Vaidehi here. Since her childhood, she's a media person. She's a media, natural media person. She could be like a YouTuber, billion-dollar YouTuber. Maybe worse for spiritual life, but she has skills. Anytime she can get it, but now question is how you use your skills for Krishna consciousness, not for yourself. See, it's very rare to use your skills. Everybody has skills for themselves, but how you use the skills for Krishna consciousness, how you become contributor, how you can become a giver. See, basically you're a dancer. What make you go chase people on parking lots? You and Bimala. What is that inner hankering? I hate ask money. When I say about donate, I'm just making joke. I hate ask donations. Like recently, my Vyasa Puja, same as Vyasa Purnima. So I never do my Vyasa Puja. I do Vyasa Purnima, like the day of Guru. And people send me donations. And I told them, please don't send me money. Send money to temples, because I know in Ukraine now, they need to buy food, they need to buy coal. So if you want to donate something to me, I'm already too fat, like I will survive. Sudha Krishna will drive me. Somehow I survive. You won't believe what I went through, but I didn't die. But you know what? If you want to appreciate me, what I've done, appreciate devotees and temples and things that we need to maintain. And that's normal feeling, because you want to see contribution to people, and they're grateful, they appreciate. So contribution and service, and that's something that make us what we are. And going away from that make us what we're not. So the lucky those who are, follow that Bhakti Yam Yagya Tapasyam Sarvaloki Maheshwara. That's your fortune. Your fortune is to be a giver, not the taker. And your dignity, your sacrifice, your life. How much praise people that sacrifice their life for the countries. Whether it's India or America, they worship them. And they don't even know who they sacrifice for. Look at the Ryan, the Private Ryan Salvation film. The drama of that film is somebody dying for a guy he does not even know. And that's what war is. And that's that's a real definition of this life. If some people sacrifice for freedom. And freedom, is there freedom in this country? Yeah. There were some freedom, but it's been taken over and misused. But still, some people did not go for the negative. They go for the positive aspect. If I'll tell today, the nation of America is in trouble. We need some people who willing to die and kill themselves for that. I can guarantee you there'll be like hundreds of people step and say, yes, I'm willing to sacrifice for this country. I love it. So, but that's not like Krishna consciousness. That's already one level. But think of this Supreme Lord Mahaprabhu coming to liberate everybody, and you're making your little step, and you become a little kitchen or a Tulsi worshipper or this or that, or you be part of that little community to keep the flame of divine fire. And remember, this is the only place where Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu worship in California. Remember, like Prabhupada said, America is the most important country in the world. And Gurudev said, God bless America. And Gurudev gave you that God that bless America. It's here. It's not somewhere else. It's not through the Satan worshippers in Washington, D.C. or New York bank, abusers and screwers. That's here in California. Nobody even knows this exists. But, it requires some sukriti, vijanti, sumedasah. It doesn't mean that you came from India, you understand Mahaprabhu. I was recently met one gentleman from Gujarat, and I said, oh, you Gujarat, we'll talk about Dwaraka, Revaitaka Mountain, Prabhasa, we spoke many things. And I started explaining him about Krishna. I said, do you know what's the difference between Krishna and Dwaraka and Krishna and Vrindavan? He couldn't barely explain. Then I started explaining him, and he was shocked. And he said, I'm Indian, I'm born in Gujarat, we are devotees of Krishna. I never heard this representation of these ideas. I said, yes, because it's coming from devotees, our gurus. We're so fortunate to be connected with that kind of Krishna. Nandanandan, Yashodanandan, Mahaprabhu. Not a joke. Not avatar. Swayam Bhagavan. Sakshat Dharitvina Samastra Shastra. And so many things discussed in the Bhagavad and other sacred texts. But you have to have some taste for that. If there's no taste for Tavakatamritam Tatta Jivanam, if there's no taste for the Katamritam, then then you're like a dry mouth of COVID. And if you COVID dry mouth, then means like you're diseased by material virus of material existence. And Guru Maharaj talk about Chataka bird who's inquiring the nectar, not drinking water, from the earth, ground. This groundwater has been polluted by, the bathrooms of material existence, because it's already been chewed and processed. So then you try to chew it again. It's the same thing. It's not something new. But the divine stream of Krishna consciousness, that's what comes to your heart. And that's what will fulfill your heart. So Gurudev say inner fulfillment. Gurudev had very clever ideas. Inner fulfillment. What's inner fulfillment? What does that mean really? Yes, it's something that fulfill you, but from inside. Not the pleasure-giving thing, not the enjoyment from mundane point of view, unpacking your new gift from Amazon, not your temporarily, belly fulfilling thing by eating pizza or ice cream at a discount place, which we all love, because it's cheaper, twice cheaper than it should be. So we're on the hook of Santa Cruz pizza. One time Janar Maharaj told me like, hey, let's go eat pizza. I said, why? He said, because it's cheaper today. Then you can understand Mahaprabhu reduce price of holy name. When Mahaprabhu come to Varanasi, Mahaprabhu said, coming to Varanasi, and Varanasi, it's the oldest city in the world of Lord Shiva himself. There's like presence of Shiva's body, Kashi Vishwanath, Kedarnath, it's so amazing place. And there's like one side of the ghost, one side of the humans, and all these ancient temples. So Mahaprabhu is coming there. Not a joke. But he's also thinking, I'm bringing here a super valuable gift. There's no one to pay. Why Mahaprabhu tell about the inhabitants of Varanasi? Because a lot of them are Mayavad philosophers. They follow Shankara, they follow Tantra, Yantra, Shmantra, and they're amazing. But they cannot understand the pure love of Krishna. Although they're blessed. See, remember, it's not like this. So Mahaprabhu telling, I brought the most valuable product. I have to give dumping price, super sale, Black Friday. Then Mahaprabhu coming and dancing in Varanasi, not mixing with all these Mayavadi sannyasis. And finally, Prakashananda Saraswati, they're inviting Mahaprabhu. Not to their place, to, a devotee place where they're giving prasadam. And they're giving a little program like we do. And Mahaprabhu coming and showing his jyoti, he's showing his Param Brahman. Like, what they aspiring for, he's showing I am that and beyond that. And eventually Mahaprabhu turning them to Vaishnavas. But what is he telling? These are most qualified people of that time, but they don't have enough sukriti to become devotees. So I will give them, in spite of what they want. They want all mukti, impersonal liberation, but I will give them highest devotion. Think of this, like Mahaprabhu doing things like this. Super sale, dumping, no price, just take it. Buy 3, 1 get for free. His whole thing is different. So we'll give you the Krishna consciousness the most amazing way. So anybody convinced? Anybody want to buy Krishna consciousness today? Haribol. Or you still thinking? It's available on Amazon as a package of all the books of Prabhupada. Yes, same day. Right now. So it's been almost 3.5 hours of our preaching. Anybody has any comments? Any doubts, suggestions? Yeah, kirtan's good. Are we competing with the arati and kirtan or not? Okay, then. See, we have Sudarshan Prabhu and the family, and
I got one suggestion. Hand out Jaganath Mahaprasad.
all right, so then good. See, that's come immediately once you have that. Once you have that inquiry for that thing, prasadam is coming too. But Sudarshan playing mridanga. Rupa, you distribute Jaganath Prasad here. But you know the difference between Mahaprasad and Jaganath Prasad? You don't know. Okay, let me explain to you. All right, so one time Narada, who was overwhelmed, Sudarshan, one last short story, because that's important. So one time Narada was overwhelmed with visiting Vaikuntha, and he inquired Lord Narayan, and Lord Narayan was very satisfied with Narad. And Lord Narayan said, "What is it you want?" So Narad Rishi said, "I am coming here, please give me a little your Mahaprasadam." Then Lord Narayan said, "There's nothing I can do. It is not in my charge. It is Lakshmi Devi department." So Lord Narayan told Narada, "I'm sorry, I'm not in charge of my own prasadam, remnants. It's still Lakshmi." So Narada was very depressed, but Lakshmi caged him and said, "My dear son, since you fulfill the desires of my Lord, I will give you a little Mahaprasad." So that little Mahaprasad from lips of Narayan, when Narada tasted, he went crazy, and he discovered himself on Kailas. So the Kailas is abode of Lord Shiva, where Lord Shiva met him and said, "Why are you so crazy? Did you have any mushrooms?" He said, "No." "Any DMT?" "No." "LSD?" "No." "I had more intoxicated substances, Mahaprasad of Narayan." He said, "Okay, let's do it." So they drop the prasadam and they're like Haribol dancing together. And that sound of kirtan caused Devi, Parvati, to come there and said, "Are you guys so intoxicated? What do you do?" And they said, "Well, sorry, we dropped some prasadam. You have any for me?" "Oh, no, sorry, it was just like little piece with the two of us." So that time, Devi, she said, "If I would had this opportunity, not only I would feed the whole world." Then at that moment, Narayan appeared there with a whole difficult entourage, and he said, "You're my expansion of my Yoga Maya. You are my Yoga Maya. You are actually your service to cheat everybody, like a mother giving the toys to the kids. But as you want to liberate the whole world, I'm promising you, I will come as Lord Jaganath and Puri Dham. And in my Jagannath temple, you will be tasting all the prasadam. That prasadam will call Mahaprasad." So Mahaprasad of Jagannath temple is not a Jagannath Prasad. After they giving to Jagannath, they bring in portion of that to Bimala Devi. And that Bimala Devi connected with our Gaudiya line because Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur name is Bimala Prasad. And so that blessing was that I come in Jaganath Puri in two ways, and Daru Brahmana and Mahaprabhu both. As Daru Brahmana, I will, by my glimpse, give the prasadam to everybody, but as Mahaprabhu, I will give the prasad of divine sound of Krishna consciousness. And so the Bimala Prasad is the prasad of the Bimala, which is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who are eternally connect with these pastimes. So all the leelas, they link in one. So now we can do the kirtan. All right, Sudarshan Prabhu, if you please come. Please come. Now I have my kirtan band coming from Salt Lake City. Very cheap, very good quality. Come, please, grandmother, please come. I have my Russian. I have my Russian spy giving very good prasadam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakto Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Shachinandana, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Shachinandana, Jaya Gaura Hari, Gadadhara Pranadhana Nadia Bihari, Hori Horaya Nama Krishna Yadovaya Namaha, Jadovaya Madhovaya Keshvaya Namaha, Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana, Giridhari Gopinata Modana Mohana, Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra, Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunatha, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha, Chai Goshani Kori Charanavanda, Jaha Hoite Birgana Shobishta Puran, Hey Chai Goshani Jabe Braja Koilo Basa, Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Kolila Prakasha, Ananda Bolo Hari Braja Vrindavana, Ananda Bolo Hari Braja Vrindavana, Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Majariyaman, Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriyasha, Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Narottama Daso, Hori Haraya Nama Krishna Yadhovaya Namaha, Jadovaya Madhovaya Keshivaya Namaha, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Gaura 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 Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Hari Horaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Jadovaya Madhovaya Keshivaya Namaha. Haribol. Now you please. Now you go. Please take prasadam. The more you eat, the better you are. Too much. Actually, yesterday we had the incredible song circle. Unfortunately, we don't have fire here, which is the tent, but we should hear our devotees and chant together beautiful Vaishnava song, especially in the association of Sudarshan and Rai Kishore and the team, because they're giving us, everything within Vaishnava songs. Acharya Maharaj never had time to study philosophy, but he always took the Vaishnava songbook and just chant the song and preach the meanings, because everything is in songs. So when we chant yesterday by the fire of desire, our Vaishnava songs, I felt like, wow, I'm home. Because everything within Vaishnava poetry, everything with the Vaishnava songs, we'll talk about things, but really, our misfortune, we don't understand the meaning of the songs. So we're basically like monkeys, just follow the tune. But, like somebody like Sudarshan, like doing this all life, he knows some meaning of the songs. And so, he's singing with the meaning. That's like, you see a lot of people that are just singing songs, but they don't know what it is. But, still, even the mood of the song and the beat, it has a mystical power. But when you have the appreciation of those songs, that divine poetry, and what is the song about, the Guru Charana Padma or Mahaprabhu song. I love one song, Shri Gaurana Mandala Bhumi Jiva Jaga Chintamani. I like this, I like to Sankarshan to sing this song, because this song feels to me like a joint, smoking joint. Smoking joint, something mundane, but the joint means from joy. That's what I mean. But this Vaishnava songs, each song's like a breath of life. So like a breath of spiritual life. So I make a joke, of course, but what I'm saying is, like, when you hear the songs to heart, you want to be connected with that. I just want to say how much grateful I am to our devotees to participate in this amazing kirtan experience, I would say immersive experience, immersion to kirtan. And I remember always like Sudarshan Prabhu is like his young age running around in dhoti with mridanga and playing different mantras, and Rai Kishore is singing. And now we have the next generation of devotees that taken over, and we want more and more of youth and young devotees to continue that line. It's glorious, and make it more amazing, because what we're doing is like we're doing what we can, but every generation has its own war. So you have to start your own war with Maya and start your own journey towards the Krishna consciousness, and your own struggle and your own failure and success. and with the blessings and help of others. So when Narottam Das Thakur came, that time Mahaprabhu already left the world, and all the associates of Mahaprabhu thought, this is it, this is done, this is finished. But when they saw Narottam Das Thakur, and he started first Navadvip Dham Parikrama, and actually Vaishnava festivals, first Vaishnava festival started by Narottam Das Thakur. All Janavadevi, all the devotees who remained from Mahaprabhu, they saw at that point that Narottam Das Thakur dancing with Panchatattva. In his kirtan, they saw Panchatattva reappear in divine dance. Then they were so pleased. They said, okay, it's not over yet. It's maybe over for us, but it's eternal, it's divine, it's going on, and it will go on and will continue. And that is a beautiful idea, that it's not just Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Kolila Prakash, it's coming but to the heart of devotees. So I'm so pleased and see all devotees as like a family, our motherly and fatherly, affectionate senior devotees, and our youth. Also amazing to see how many kids and grandkids we have, and our tribe surviving, and we're moving on. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. And so would they chant again or more, or we take prasadam as always?
You can chant, but unplug it because of neighbors.
Okay. So let's just go eat prasadam. That's like always the best part. This is no-brainer. Easy to follow. Hard to digest. Last night we came from very cold. I had a hot soup from Bimala Devi. It was amazing. It was amazing wake up, and so I hope today we get something hot as well, because a little cold here. We've been here for several hours. But so let's continue this tomorrow, and I want to thank everybody and Sudarshan and family and all the Kirtan supporters, and Jagannatha Prabhu is coming with big cartels as always, and our eternal producer who's been watching us, and hopefully one day sell the tickets and sign us. Haribol, Haribol.